Okay. Another problem from section 3.3. Two investments totaling 51,500 produce an annual income of 1,845. One investment yields 7% a year, while the other yields 3% per year. How much is invested at each rate? So, what makes this problem a little bit challenging is that you have kind of a system of equations that's going on, and we haven't talked about systems of equations. So I think what they're hoping that you'll do is kind of recognize that if I had two letters, basically, one investment is 7% a year, you'd call that an X dollar investment, and then another chunk was Y, and that was at 3%. Those two X's and Y's, those represent how you're splitting this money up. So if X were 30,000, Y would be 21,500. So you're thinking about, how do I throw those two pieces? What split do I use towards 7% and 3%, so that when I multiply those by those X's and Y's by 7% or 0.07, 3% or 0.03, what would be the split that would give me 1845. So I think the trick is that you have that setup, that you have 0.07 times X plus 0.03 times Y, but instead of using a Y, you think about the fact that X plus Y equals 51,500, and then that means that Y equals 51,500, take away X, and you make a substitution. I believe that's what they're going to show here in the tutor, but we can double check. Yep, you can actually see they use, yep, exactly what I said. X is invested at 7%, that's 0.07 times X, and then the other amount, instead of a Y, you would say 51,500 take away X is multiplied by 3%, so 0.03 times, in parentheses, 51,500 take away X, and then 1845 is the amount that will be earned in the end. So you got a little bit of work to do to calculate what you have here. If I were to take 51,500 times 0.03 with the first distribution, I get 1545, and then with the second distribution, so that's from 0.03 times 51,500, then 0.03 times negative X is 0.03X, or take away 0.03X, and that equals 1,845. Okay, and then once we do that, you can subtract, what they've already done there, they've subtracted 1,545 from both sides, so now it's on the right hand side, and combining the like terms on the left and the like terms on the right, you end up with 0.04X, oh, the X is already there, sorry, 0.04, there's the X, and that equals 300, and if you take 300 and divide it by 0.04, divided by 0.04, you end up with $7,500 for X. $7,500 for X, and then they remind you and they say, well, what's the other value? invested at 3%, it was whatever 51,500, take away 7,500 is as a difference, and that would be 44,000. So there you are, 7,500 and 44,000, invested at 7% and 3% respectively.